Welcoming the managing director of the Bank of Industry and his entourage to the factory, the chairman of MEMMCOL Nigeria Limited, Engineer Olaosebikan, spoke of the driving force behind his venturing into the manufacture of power appliances and why it is unique.
We developed a billing application for postpaid and prepaid. It has been certified by a lot of international organizations, and some discos are using it. The effort in billing... Yes, we developed the application, solid application from scratch, designed and developed here and certified by foreign firm. Developing this application is a whole lot of research and development, which goes beyond what anybody can pay for immediately, because our government today does not realize the importance of that effort. But however, they see it as a business concern, which I don't see it. I see it as a commitment to the country that, look, we must shift from being a user to a developer. And that's exactly what we have done.
The chairman also shared with BOI how its management took various initiatives to ensure its products stand out.
So we further to go to Texas universities, Indian schools, some other schools in China to develop how do we design an electronics board. How do we design it from scratch? Yes. How do we design it? It's not an issue of coupling. Don't tell us what to do. We know what we need in Nigeria, and we want to be able to design. It was a tug of war between the companies that we are relating with. I was in a company in Switzerland, a school in Switzerland, and a company too. And sorry, we are in Nigeria, we can't sell to you. We can't sell this machine to you. So those are the wars I fought in the past for us to be able to get this factory into being. Now, come back home. You don't do something short of standardization. If I do a warehouse and they didn't see the right process in place, they will say it's not enough. I've gone around, I've seen all metering factory all over the world. No one's do A to Z. They always outsource. But here we are doing A to Z. And we're able to build a very robust factory that Nigerians can be proud of today.
Not done with revealing the beauty of Mama's product, he still has this to say.
The localization is basically the intellectual one, the software is one, the firmware is another one, then the plastic component is two. Yes, then all other components are not even made in China. They are semiconductors component here and there, so you source it everywhere. Yes, you source it, the chip, the IC and everything, capacitor, the rest, and so on. So we go wide to source all those components. We are going to show you the process downstairs. So these are things we have done in the past to bring us to where we are today.
Engineer Olaosebikan also appealed for support whilst reeling out the various achievements of Mama's engineering.
We need a domestic support. Otherwise, it will be something else by the time we leave our domestic opportunity and start chasing. We know that the meter we meet international standard, but we are not recognized yet enough. We are not giving our due as. So these are the issues we are passing through now, but I know with the unveiling of the local content policy, I've been sent by House Committee on Power for a meeting tomorrow, so they are trying to make it a law. That will give us a leverage and we'll be able to roll out so much product. We have capacity of 100,000 meters in a month. I want to use this opportunity to appeal to Bank of Industry that it's not good enough to loan money. It's equally good for you to secure the market and fight that background of securing the market to ensure that, yes, it's protected. If we give money today to a farmer and he plants a cassava and the cassava doesn't have a market, it's as good as a waste. So once we are giving out funds, we should jointly hold together and make sure that the market is protected. That will go a long way in securing the future of industrialization we are all hoping to. Thank you very much.
In his response, an elated managing director of the Bank of Industry, Mr. Rashid Olaoluwa, who himself is an engineer turned banker, extolled the achievement of Engineer Olaosebikan, especially in the area of software development.
You've taken very bold steps in a sector that is, very rare for, those of us in this part of the world, to be established in. We have a lot of Nigerians who are into various kinds of businesses, but not a lot of businesses actually add value. I was reading a quotation over the weekend that says, any business that makes nothing but money is a poor business. I think, yeah. In this case, the money will come because you are making a lot of important things here. And I'm really, very impressed to hear about the billing application. Because not only in the metering system, if you look at the telecom space, I mean, what differentiates a telco from another telco is usually in the nature of their billing application. So when you mentioned that, I noted it as a major core competence that your company has developed, and I want to advise or suggest that you explore opportunities. Do not, one of the things that one has learned is that when one door is closed, maybe there are 10 windows open. So don't, as much as we would like to support your effort in the prepaid meter business, I think you should be conscious of other opportunities that may just be lurking around the corner for you to deploy that core competence in other products.
Also, in the area of local content addition, here is what he said.
The local content, how exactly would you like it to run? I know the one in the oil and gas, which is basically a certain percentage of defined, products and services and contracts should go to local entities. So it would be nice to have a direct understanding of how you want it to run.
On the issue of local content, we don't want to have it all. What we need to define the Local Content Act is that wherever they find Nigerian competency or capacity or ability to deliver such services and products, priority should be given to Nigerians. And we should be able to measure who are the most, because I can't invest so much like this and somebody has other somewhere and you will not compare the two of us together and give us the same leverage. No, we are not the same, because the investment on research and development is a whole lot of money that we can only amortize it over a long period. So how do you now judge me with somebody who doesn't do any research and development?
He also revealed areas in which BOI will be supporting mamas going forward.
As we were talking, my mind went to an initiative which BOI is working on right now on off-grid solar energy solutions that we want to finance some companies to deploy in rural locations. And we're looking at prepaid meter systems. So we may need to actually send our technical team to come and see how we can get that prepaid meter installations from moments. I'm fully aware of all the efforts that you've been making in terms of servicing the loan, and we really commend that. And we will do whatever is in our powers to support this business. I am really very passionate that this is a Nigerian entity that is at the forefront of technology transfer, and the young engineers that you have, who are coupling all these semiconductors and integrated circuits and all that, they need to be encouraged, they need to be supported. And the company itself needs to be supported. And I really want to wish you the very best of luck. Thank you, my brother.
Finally, a tour of the factory where some unique products with cutting-edge solutions which stands mamas out amongst other players in the industry were unveiled to the bank's management.
Our software has been developed in such a way that it can connect to all payment gateway and it will actually, yes, it will be very flexible. It will make life easier for consumer to pay, to recharge. We've done it in Enugu. This is what they are using in Enugu. Eko is trying to connect to InterSwitch now, and so forth. Canon has connected to InterSwitch, right? Yes. Okay, they are working, and from your phone you can recharge this using our platform.
Welcome to Electricity Utility Call Center. For federal government, press 1. For Lagos State Electricity Board, press 2. Welcome to Electricity Utility Call Center. For Electricity Distribution Company, press 1. For Lagos Electricity Board, press 2. For Island Power Limited, press 3. For upgrade, welcome to Electricity Distribution Company of Nigeria. For Equal, press 1. For Ikeja, press 2. Welcome to Equal Electricity Distribution Company of Nigeria. For information about post-paid meters and other services, press 1. To speak to a customer care consultant.
When the then Minister of Power, the woman, Madam Gushi, came here and we did some demonstration, and I said, is it possible we apply this into transmission network? Okay. To install camera on some transmission network and view them in Abuja. So centrally we can monitor the erosion, the vegetation, the trespasses and everything, and so we can monitor remotely. And as said, we develop a local software at the same time to trigger
like a remote monitoring.
So it will trigger an information to whoever is the security arrangement around there to go to that location to check for vandalization.
It's a fiberglass overlaid with copper at the top and at the bottom of the board. Now, really, you would see that
so it's like laminated.
Exactly. So why? Because copper is a good conductor of electricity. It's actually fiberglass. If you look through, you see it's fiberglass.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, so this is a two-sided copper clad board. We have 8-sided, we have 16-sided, depending on how small you want the board and how many layers you want exactly. So there are two files we generate. We generate what we call the drill file and the GABA file. Now, the drill file, from the name, these are all the holes you have on the board. Okay. And the GABA files are actually the signal tracks that you can see around the board, and these are simply coordinates. Point X and Y coordinates. So when we send those files, we send them to what we call the ISOCAM software. Now the ISOCAM software helps us to panelize the board. For example, I want to design a meter board like this. I cannot just run one every time. I have my 116 and my 120. So I use this software to cascade them like that in so many places. Now once that has done this job, I will now also generate
formatting.
Exactly, sir. Okay. So I will now generate the drill file and the GABA file, but it will not just be for one board. It could be for 16 board or 4 boards. Now I will send that drill file to the CNC machine, and the GABA file will go to the drill. Then if I insert my bit, I will say it's fully inserted, start the spin loop, and it begins to spin. Now if you watch closely, it's just simply going to the points. It goes to spin. As it drills one, it will show you the one that is drilling. Exactly. So once that is done, I will drill all my bits. Now that is done for my drill file. I have my different processes. I have to first clean it, pre-dip it, I'll put it into a salt remover before I come to this.
It's almost like galvanizing.
Exactly, sir. So this is actually the proof of electrolysis.
Yeah.
I have my copper, my electrode at the edges of the board, and inside there is my electrolyte. So what I simply do is I take my board, after I've drilled for my board, I take it and I hang it here and I put it inside. I suspend it to this place. And what simply happens is I will oscillate it. As you can see, it's moving this way. Sideways. Now what happens is if my board is inside, the liquid flows through the holes. So it peels up the copper from this electrode and overlays it inside. Now if you look at this, you can see this is still my fiberglass. But if you look at this other side, they are copper. If you look into the hole, you can see it's shining. It's copper. So that ensures that I've completed for my true hole and I've completed for my drilling.